Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your man B. I am the brand once again. And today I just wanted to give a message to my Egyptian brothers out there, that black people are not trying to steal your culture. Once again, black people are not trying to steal your culture. We appreciate different African cultures. We identify with other African cultures, you know what I'm saying? But we are not trying to steal your culture. That is the last thing we are trying to do. We are proud of our American culture and our African ancestry. That is it. And we identify with other African countries, straight up. But first, let me just say I'm independent of any of the black groups out there. You know what I'm saying? Like the NOI, uh, the Hebrew Israelites, the Nuwapians, the Moors, all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm independent of those groups. I appreciate them. I honor them. You know what I'm saying? I read their literature, read their books, but I'm independent of them. I draw my own conclusions. I don't follow the conclusions brought forth by a particular leader. So let's keep that in mind. Even FBA and ADOS, I don't affiliate with those groups at all. So let's keep that in mind throughout this, you know what I'm saying, this video and in my future videos, because what I'm presenting is coming from academia, you know what I'm saying, scholarly research, anthropology, sociology, history, archaeology, and stuff like that. I do associate with Pan-Africanism and Afrocentrism. That is because they do not have any particular ideology. They do not have any particular identity that you have to associate with. And as far as Afrocentrism, I look at that as African centered, so when I'm researching Africa, it's centered around Africa and the perspective from Africans. That's what it's about. But we have to keep in mind how the West perceives race, because, when black people in the West or in the US look at race, it's because of the structure of how it was created. So therefore, we look at race as continental origin and phenotype. If you in the West have a white parent and a black parent, more than likely, even though you are mixed, more than likely you are going to be looked at as black, because it's more so about the visual rather than the ethnicity and stuff like that. From what I've been told from Africans and people in the East, it's more so about ethnicity, religion, and your nationality. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, from what I've been told. So that's a big difference in how we perceive things and how y'all look at things. So, when we see like Nilotic civilizations, when we see, North African civilizations and stuff like that, we see black people, although they may be light skinned, they may be dark skinned, or have various complexions in between, but we see black people in that sense. And like I said, we have immense love for where we come from, West Africa and America. We have from Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Booker T. Washington. We have our greats over here, and we, honor the greats in West Africa with Mansa Musa, the University of Sankofa in Timbuktu. My man on, like I said, Mansa Musa on the Catalan map. The Benin Empire, all of these different empires, we study them, we research them, and we, honor them in our diversity. Next, y'all have to keep in mind that, and this is facts, that African genetic diversity is immense. Africans have the most diverse genetics in the world. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we fit every different type of phenotype that you can think of. Keep that in mind. During the development of humans out of Africa, there was a bottleneck effect that started as people left. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, the people who left through the Northeast Cataract, through the Levant and up, all through that area that populated Eurasia, they're going to have a great relation to the people of Northeast Africa, because that's where those people came from. You know what I'm saying? That's where the bottleneck effect came from. So when they come back, in different stages of human development, they're only bringing back the genetics that was already in Northeast Africa. You know what I'm saying? They bringing it back, and plus, the new traits that they had developed along the way, they bringing it back to Northeast Africa. So let's keep that in mind as well. So the thing is, when we come at a lot of Egyptians with these facts, you know what I'm saying, and we, try to explain to you how we look at things and stuff like that, you come at us with derision, showing, stelas of Ramses, with Nubians and stuff like that, Nubian captives and stuff like that. It's just, we start to look at you like invaders, like I said in the other one. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at things, because that is how the invader would have, portrayed, the indigenous people of the area. Mind you, we only saying that the original developers of Egypt were black. You know what I'm saying? Because they originated in Africa, indigenous to Africans. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that the society from then to now, is still black, because obviously we bring up the invasions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's been over 5 invasions, from the Syrians to the Persians to the Greeks, Romans, French, Italy, English. They've been invaded in that joint. That's what we talking about when we bring up, the fact that the gene pool in Northeast Africa has been very diluted with others outside of the continent. Again, you guys populated Eurasia, and when they came back with the traits that you already had, and the new ones that they had acquired, from adapting to the different areas that they came from. But again, when y'all show the stelas and stuff like that, it really doesn't do anything, like as far as showing captives, because we know civilizations fought each other. We know the Vikings fought the English. The Romans fought the Germanic tribes, and the Mongols, they fought the Chinese, and they depict each other fighting each other, and in gruesome ways. So like that doesn't really do anything. It just shows that you're insecure about us, identifying with Egypt, which is crazy, because we're of African descent as well. This is a global society now. So, people are going to identify with other civilizations from ancient times, especially from different areas. Like, we have Americans that identify with Rome and they have nothing to do with Rome. So you got to think about it like that. Again, from our Western perspective, you have white organizations which are considered Greek, and they have sororities and fraternities and stuff like that. They're not directly from Greece, but they're honoring their high civilization. Black people, we do the same thing with African civilizations, with Mali, with Egypt, with Ethiopia. We do that as well. But it's funny, it's like, Egypt has, or Egyptians have this thing that's like the paper bag test that was administered, to Black Americans, that was administered by each other, by Black Americans. You know, the light-skinned people, they had more privilege. They were able to, you know, rise in society much faster, you know, than dark-skinned people in America. So during the quadroon balls and stuff like that, they would, where high society would come together and network and stuff, they would have this paper bag test. It was administered. If you couldn't get past this, if you were darker than this paper bag, then you could not attend. That's how it seemed like with North Africa and Egypt. They like, look, if y'all darker than this paper bag, then you cannot be North African. You cannot identify with North Africa. That's how it seemed like, you know what I'm saying? But but that's, you know, it's just funny, you know, when we be having these discussions. I just want to make one more point. Let's say 2,000 years from now, let's say we have archaeologists coming in here, you know, coming into America, and they digging up the, you know, the graves and stuff like that, and they say, you know, these people are the original people of America are Europeans or Africans and stuff like that, and people like, no, they're natives, they're Native Americans. The Native Americans are the original people, but you digging up, you know, but the Americans 2,000 years from now are like, no, we the original Americans. We the original Americans. We originated this country. But it's other people like, nah, it's natives that's like, nah, I think we did. You know what I'm saying? I think the natives look like us, you know, and you know, when you look at the reliefs and stuff, you see natives in the Aztec culture and stuff like that. And then, but when you digging up the graves, you know, you're seeing Europeans, because, you know, those are the people who took over America and then occupied America and became the forebearers of America since colonization. So, you know, that's how it seemed like Egypt is to me, you know. But, you know, like I said, let's not continue this paper bag test. You know, let's keep it real on research. You know, let's just understand each other and the way we perceive each other in what is it? Analyzing this research and interpreting the data. You know what I'm saying? It's your man B. I'm gonna leave it at that. I am the brand, and I'm out. Peace.